Yeah.
I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won one.
Yeah.
I hope my team they won one.
Yeah. Man.
I hope my team they won one.
Yeah.
I hope my team they won one.
Yeah.
I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with this hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Hey, welcome in. It's another Tuesday. Charles Bishop, A.D. Drew here on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Welcome to episode 522 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast. The show that's covering the HBCU sporting HBCU diaspora and all things HBCU sports for the institutions, large and small, from NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture and HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, Charles Bishop, along with A.D. Drew tonight, and we're filming from our home studios and sending this live to our KCOH 1230 AM studios with the Texas Southern Radio Hall of Famer Ralph Cooper in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University from Houston, Texas. A.D. Drew, what's going on, good brother?
Happy World Sports Journalist Day to you, my brother. And who would I rather be with on World Sports Journalist Day but a member of the Black College Sports Network as I work my black job covering Black College sports at the Black College Sports Network.
That's a great point. Black job covering Black College sports. It's funny you should say that because, you know, it's that time of the year where people start calling and like, hey, when does such and such play? Okay, I'm going to be out there in Houston that weekend. I'm like, huh? What's going on? So I got my schedule pulled up here, of course. My mom, shout out mom, she's trying to find out when Jackson State comes out here to play Texas Southern. So get the guest room ready, all that great stuff. This is that time of the year because everything kicks off next week. I think SIAC Media Day.
Yes, SIAC Media Day is next Wednesday, followed by SWAC Media Day the following Tuesday. CIAA will be one day later, and then we will wrap it up with BIAC in the, what's that going to be? I guess that would be the fourth week.
Fourth weekend of July?
Because, well, the fourth week, that fourth Tuesday in July. So, yeah, it's...
The last week, the calm before the storm, A.D. Drew, before it you climb back into football season once again.
Man, climb back into, man, football. Media Day is next week. Football season is here. Bro, I'm already doing my homework on the players that's coming to Media Day and the teams and the storylines so that I can ask appropriate questions. Because there's nothing worse than when you get to Media Day and either A, you have no question, or B, the person who you doing an interview with asked the three questions that you were going to ask. So you got to have something in reserve. And we've all been there.
As what happens every media day, it's like, uh-oh, he took my question. Okay, now what?
Yes. And that kills the follow-up.
Right, exactly.
The answer the person gave killed what I would have asked for a follow-up.
Isn't that how it always works?
How it always works, man. Well, Charles, what's your standard go-to question when you can't think of anything to ask a student athlete?
Oh, standard go-to question. Oh, here's one.
Football.
Yeah, here's one absolutely that you're gonna hear at every one of these types of events. So what do you feel? How do you like the atmosphere here? That's almost like a standard something that you're gonna hear. It's like, oh, okay. Next.
Exactly. My go-to question that I will have in reserve. So, out of all the players that are on your roster, coach chose you two to come here. How special is that coach chose you two to come here?
Yeah, that's one.
That's what. If when y'all hear that, I'm out of questions.
You say all the bullets out of the chamber once you hear that one. Oh man. Well,
exactly.
Interestingly enough, July 1st marks the start of a brand new conference, AD Drew, as the HBCU Athletic Conference now is official, and this happened as of yesterday, where you have the what was once known as the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference now becomes the HBCU Athletic Conference, and there you go. There are the teams. As the new league consists of 13 member institutions, including Stillman, Dillard, Fisk, Oakwood, Philander Smith, Rust, Southern of New Orleans, Talladega, Tuvalu, Virgin Islands, Voorhees, Wilberforce, and Wiley are the teams of Voorhees and Wilberforce are new members of the conference. As the league, as of July 1st, expanding the league to at least 10 teams and 2 automatic NAIA bids in women's volleyball, women's basketball, men's basketball, and baseball. And it also creates softball as a championship sport and will have 1 automatic bid to the NAIA championship for each women's cross country, men's cross country, and softball championship. So this is a quote here. The HBCU Athletic Conference is dedicated to nurturing the whole student athlete through strategic partnership, conference expansion, and sharing the rich heritage of our member schools. We are moving in a direction that continues to show why we are the place where winners thrive. And that's a quote from Dr. Kiki Baker-Barnes, who is the new HBCU AC commissioner. I shouldn't say new, but commissioner of what was once known as the Gulf South Conference. Of the new conference.
The conference formerly known as Gulf South.
There you go. The conference formerly known as the Gulf South Conference.
Charles, I was thinking, and just looking at this, and this just came to me. 13 is such an ugly number for a conference. It just doesn't math up like it should. 13, 12, 14, 16, 10, those good round numbers whenever you got even numbers. So at 13, obviously a perfect scenario would be 16. Just wishful thinking. Who would you target if you were Dr. Kiki Baker-Barnes? Who would you be having conversations with first to get you to an even number 14 and then those last 2 NAIA schools? Any of them that you could think out there?
I look at trying to expand westward. I'm drawing a blank on in terms of a team off the top of my head. Do you go take another team? Try to take another team out the Red River? I'm just throwing something out there. That would be an option. What's my Bluefield State?
No, Bluefield's D2.
Bluefield is D2. You're correct. I'm drawing a blank on who's another team on that to add out there.
On that side of the ledger, you've got Payne, who is NCCAA. They used to be Division II in the SIAC. So if they were to come up to NAIA, I think this would be a good conference for them to go into, with Voorhees being right there. UVI would be kind of geographical rivals for them. So that would be a good one. Arkansas Baptist has been transitioned to a 4-year school.
I'm trying to move myself westward, and I know I got Wiley sitting out there. Is there another Texas school that might be another?
I mean, anybody not named Xavier, because Xavier's not coming back. I don't think Xavier's coming back. So you've got what? You got Houston Tillerson, Texas College.
Yeah.
Paul Quinn, and who's the one I'm missing there in the Red River, not named Xavier, because it's 5 of them.
You had mentioned Texas College, right?
Jarvis
Christian.
Jarvis Christian, yeah. Obviously, you've got Arkansas Baptist.
13,
how about Harris Stowe?
Oh, Harris.
How about Harris Stowe in St. Louis?
Yeah, I was about to say. I knew I was trying to move myself out west, and I was trying to think of who out west. You know how Mike's like, what about teams on the other side of the Mississippi River? So,
yeah, where Harris Stowe is on the Mississippi River,
right?
Literally
on the Mississippi River. But you say you wanted to expand it out from 13 to 16. 13 gives you that chaos number.
13 is just such an ugly number because think about your basketball tournament when you go do your brackets for basketball tournament. You know, that's just an odd play. Somebody gonna be playing on a day by themselves with that in that 13. You know, they're gonna put more games in that one, but you know, it just creates a funky bracket if you take all 13 teams to the tournament. So just little stuff like that.
Just little stuff like that. I feel you. I'm not mad at that.
Actually, Edwin, Harris Stowe is just outside of downtown St. Louis, butts up to St. Louis University.
Yeah.
And it's not that far from the Missouri River. It's probably about 15 miles from the Missouri River, but it's closer to the Mississippi River.
Yeah, when I spent time up there in St. Louis, I made sure to visit Harris Stowe a few times up that way.
I don't know why.
I have reason.
Charles, I grew up in St. Louis and did not know Harris Stowe was in St. Louis. And did not know it was an HBCU until I got to high school.
Mama was like, find you another HBCU up there. Yeah, okay. You ain't got to tell me twice. But I digress. We've moved on 30 years from that. Oh, let's take a look at some other news and notes around HBCU sports. HBCU baseball will be well represented on the USA Collegiate National Team, and this, of course, comes to us from HBCU Game Day. USA Baseball finalized the rosters for the Collegiate National Team, which features the International Friendship Series, the Summer League Tour rosters. Both rosters will feature HBCU players. So let's take a look at some of those HBCU players that are on the roster. Kyle Walker, infielder from Grambling State, he had a heck of a swag tournament. He will be represented here on this roster. On the Summer League Tour roster, catcher slash infielder from Alabama State, Jamal George. He'll get some run on this Summer League Tour roster, as well as his teammate Luis Rodriguez, who's a right-handed pitcher from Alabama State. Pablo Torres, right-handed pitcher from Bethune-Cookman, will also be on this Summer League Tour roster, as well as KJ White, who's an infielder from Southern. All these young men, we've watched them, especially in regards to their play within the swag tournament. All tremendous athletes. Kudos to all of them.
Yeah, congratulations to all of those baseball players and some of the HBCU coaches that are also a part of that baseball tour. You know, I wish baseball was an Olympic sport, because maybe these would be some of the players who would have a good chance of making it to the Olympics. But baseball is not an Olympic sport anymore. Don't think it's going to be added in time for 28, which is a doggone shame that you've got baseball here in America. You've got Dodger Stadium out there, which would be a beautiful stadium to play baseball and or softball in the Olympics. So
no doubt about it.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, let's take a quick break, AD. We'll be right back here on the other side, and we'll get to some more HBCU news and notes here on Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. We'll be right back.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, keversvoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they want a law, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
And welcome back here in the Inside HBCU Sports Lab, Charles Bishop and AD Drew, as we take a look at some more news and notes around the HBCU stratosphere. Interesting development. This happened again July 1st. Yesterday, Jackson State University, they bring back former SWAC AD and Jackson State University Division of Athletics and Vice President, Director of Athletics Ashley Robinson, announced the return of Kia McClellan as Deputy Athletic Director yesterday. McClellan returns to Jackson State after a 2-year stint as the AD at Mississippi Valley State, where he oversaw several facility upgrades, including a new video board at Rice-Titan Stadium, most recently a new field turf project. He also commissioned a new logo for the athletic department, and this just happened in June of 2024. So significant in Hakeem McClellan coming back to Jackson State. Some things under Hakeem's leadership there at Valley. Several significant projects and partnerships were realized at Valley, including a partnership with Kimbrough Trucking. Valley now has that 18-wheeler now for the equipment going to games. A black-owned business in Indianola, Mississippi, resulting in the donation of an 18-wheeler truck, upgraded the tennis courts, updated the track, enhanced the softball deck, upgraded the weight room, installed new computers in the athletics academic lab. A lot of tremendous success for Hakeem McClellan during his time at Valley. He now comes back to Jackson State. So Mississippi Valley State's loss is definitely Jackson State's game, AD.
Definitely. And that's why I was going to throw it back at you and say, what does Jackson State adding a talent of that caliber to the administration of the athletic department mean for a Jackson State? We saw what he was able to do at Valley, being the number 1. So being the number 2, I'm assuming the number 2 at Jackson State now. What does a talent like that mean for your alma mater?
It's tremendous. It's tremendous having him back in the fold, because that's another bright, talented leader that's coming back into your leadership structure, if you will. And Dr. Cavil, he puts out the AD rankings in terms of what guys are getting done at their respective schools. And I had no doubt that Hakeem was doing a lot of those things to get himself mentioned on that list in terms of moving up into the top 5. Now you have him back into the leadership fold, if you will, at Jackson State. Another bright, innovative, young individual who gets to have his hands on some things in regards to some new initiatives that Jackson State Athletics is trying to do. So I think that's huge, and we'll see what direction that Mississippi Valley State is trying to turn to, because I think he got a lot of things up and rolling during his short stint there in Mississippi Valley. So we'll look at some other things in regards to HBCU news and notes. Lincoln, Missouri, we mentioned, of course, the new conference coming online, HBCU conference. Lincoln, Missouri, they're going to join a new conference, first time in a quarter century, for the third time in the school's history since joining the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association in 1970. Lincoln University of Missouri has once again found a new home. As of today, the Blue Tigers have officially made the move to the Great Lakes Valley Conference in all of its 14 sponsored sports, including men's and women's soccer, each hosting its inaugural seasons in 2024. So, quick background on Lincoln: they originally joined the MIAA in 1970 before leaving in 1999 to join the now defunct Heartland Conference. They rejoined the MIAA in 2009 and have been in the conference ever since. The Great Lakes Valley Conference now becomes one of 7 Division II athletic conferences with at least 15 member institutions. So Lincoln of Missouri going into the Great Lakes Valley Conference. AD Drew, your thoughts on Lincoln moving over to the GLVC?
Well, first of all, we know one of those conferences with 15 member institutions or more is our very own SIAC. Just thought I would throw that out there as a, oh, by the way, but great from a travel point, great for the fans of Lincoln, Missouri. But Charles, Lincoln did not make this move initially, I don't think, for travel purposes. And the reason I say that, Lincoln, along with 3 or 4 other members, former members of the MIAA, moved over to the Great Lakes Conference also. And if y'all have seen Lincoln's football schedule over the last couple of years and know Lincoln tends to go 0-4 in their conference, well, those teams that were whooping up on them in the previous conference, all those teams, some of those teams came over to the new conference with them. So, road is going to get it easier for Lincoln. At least when it comes to football, they've been able to be competitive in basketball, where they've been above the Mendoza line in basketball. And I do believe Lincoln is bringing back baseball this year for the first time. And I don't know, but I do believe they will be starting their baseball program this year. That'll be something also.
When a school moves to a new conference, what do you think are some of the advantages, especially in regards to Lincoln moving itself over here to the Great Lakes Valley Conference?
Usually, let's think about what's the purpose of a conference, Charles. Is like-minded institutions getting together to compete athletically, to make it easy to schedule games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully there's some synergy. Lincoln being an HBCU, probably one of the lower resource institutions still in their new conference, just like they were in their old. And because there are no other HBCUs really within, on the D2 level, I want to say Kentucky State would be the next closest HBCU. And that's probably 5 to 6 hours from Lincoln. There's no HBCU. Yeah. Between them and Lane, those are going to be the 2 closest geographically. So coming to the SIAC from a travel point of view is kind of out of the question for Lincoln. So they've got to do the best thing that they can and hope that their fans will be, I guess, will be on board with it. But also the other thing is it opens up new recruiting territory. Not only for student athletes, but just for Gen Pop students, as I like to call them, just for general students.
Sure.
Because now you're going into new areas, you meet new people. Hopefully, you have some alumni base in some of those areas where you're going to. If not, you will soon have new alumni base in those areas. So there are advantages, but obviously you're losing fans and alumni base in your previous conference. So hopefully it's a good trade-off. And somebody did some type of analysis to make sure that this move made sense both mathematically and with their alumni.
Well, in regards to the mathematics, one benefit, the travel accommodations, 8 of the members in Lincoln's new conference will be there in the state of Missouri, as opposed to 4 when they were in the MIA. So you mentioned that as being one of the benefits is the travel parts.
Yeah, less time out of class. I mean, that's a benefit for any of our student athletes.
No doubt. Other news and notes: HBCU basketball player joins the Los Angeles Lakers Summer League team. This is a story by Jerry Hoffman on HBCUsports.com. His former Texas Southern All-SWAC forward Jordan Nicholas has been announced as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers 2024 Summer League team. Nicholas played 3 seasons at Texas Southern, very recently from 2021 to 2023, helping lead the Tigers to a SWAC championship. Each year, he averaged 10.1 points and 7.2 rebounds on 54% shooting from the field in 88 games at Texas Southern. He was named All-SWAC second team in 2023 after putting up 10.7 points on a SWAC leading 8.9 rebounds. Side note, I was over at Texas Southern a couple of days ago, saw him working on the mid-range shot and getting some shots up over there, but huge news for the former Texas Southern Tiger Jordan Carl Nicholas, as he'll be on the Los Angeles Lakers Summer League team as we transition we come off the NBA does such a tremendous job, AD, where you continuously talk NBA basketball from the finals through the draft, and then Summer League will start
free
next
agency.
week.
Free agency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you got the bonus of the Olympics this year.
Then you got
the summer league is over, you going into the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. So nice job by the NBA scheduling wise, because they stay on the tips of our tongues, especially we're just going through this free agency period. Hurt my heart. Klay Thompson no longer Golden State Warrior, AD.
I wanted him to sign with the Lakers. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted him to go play for his father's team.
His daddy wanted him to sign with the Lakers too. So.
Did you hear the interview today on ESPN?
I missed it. What did he say?
No, Dad said he was a little bit disappointed. He basically grown. He make his own decisions. I wish he would have came home, but I understand. That's basically what Dad said.
Yeah, he put himself in a great position. You talk about a team that's just right there on the cusp of an NBA championship, and now they add another shooter to go along with Luka and Kyrie. So I think Klay still
add another shooter. That's their only shooter. They ain't had no shooters last year. That's the reason that they lost to Boston.
Yeah, they had to find that piece. They had to find that piece on the opposite side of wherever Luka and Kyrie is operating from. So,
but with those two downhill players, as I like to call them, because Luka and Kyrie like to go downhill, and they're driving guards. Having somebody who you could kick or one pass away, extra pass, who can stretch the defense. That's one less defender that's going to be clogging up the lane, because you have to respect Klay Thompson with his 3-point shooting. So I mean, think about it. If you think about the number of lobs that Dallas threw, and now you got a shooter out there. If they get one other shooter, that team gonna be dangerous, bro.
And
that team is going to be dangerous.
It was, quote, a down year for Klay. He still averaged 17 points. So, it's like, that's a heck of a piece, especially at this day and age in terms of where he is in his career. You're not asking him to be that perimeter defender anymore. He gets to do what he does best, and that's shoot the basketball.
Craig Hodges.
I like that. That's a good.
Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
Not Brian Shaw. Ray Allen.
Ray
He
Allen.
has to be Craig Hodges, a Ray Allen type player. Somebody who's out there more for the threat than the actual ability to make the shot.
There it is. That's a good point. Oh, well, and now you got what's my guy leaving the Clippers, going out to Philadelphia. You got
Paul
George, PG3, heading out to Philadelphia.
PG-13.
So, man.
And CP3 went to the Spurs.
Yeah. CP3 went to the Spurs.
Is at the Spurs. Gonna be throwing the ball up to Wemby.
Wembyana. Yeah, Wemby.
Yeah. I wonder how many assists he's just gonna have just throwing it up there. Just go get it, big fella.
That was a smart move to pair himself down there in San Antonio with Wemby. He gets to parlay another couple of years out of that.
Hey, here's a name for you, Charles. Shooters. Lloyd Free.
World B. Yeah. It's a lot of young folks have no clue how lethal World B. Free was from downtown. Oh, man.
And I'm going to give you one more. And then we can go to break on this one.
Cool.
How about Andrew Toney, man?
Andrew Toney. That was my 83 Sixers team. Oh my God, Andrew Toney. The Boston Strangler himself.
Boston Strangler.
Man, I'll give you another one, then we can go to break. Downtown
Okay.
Freddie Brown, since we're gonna go in that direction.
That name had a meaning. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. Man, we'll be right back here as AD and I reminisce about old 70s, early 80s NBA action here inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm.
Hello, clean bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
With the recent announcement of Black jobs being taken, here's a list of jobs for the Blacks. Job opening number 1 is stove light supervisor. This person is in charge of making sure that the stove light is on and if the bulbs need changing. This tradition is for us because it allows our ancestors to find and season our food in the middle of the night. Which brings us right on to job number 2. You need at least 15 years of training for a cast iron skillet trainer. This person is going to make sure that the cast iron skillet is passed down to the family member that knows how to cook, but also knows how to properly clean it. We will not be giving this to just anyone. Now, number 3 is very important. The spade project manager, not only are they in charge of taking the tools out of the deck, they're also in charge of scoring and making sure nobody trains anyone on how to play spades, but the people that sit down know how to play. And where would we be without number 4? Number 4 is the t-shirt order director. This person is in charge of making sure all the t-shirts are ready for family reunion, all the t-shirts are ready for the homegoing, all the airbrushing is done, all the lettering is correct, and everybody has their $35 to $40 in on time. I see you, Tony. Now the Kool-Aid coordinator is right up there with the macaroni and cheese master. We need 5 references. Do not play. And the homecoming shift lead will make sure we're licking up and at every event leading up to homecoming.
How about that?
I'm sorry. I was on Black Indeed today and just popped up, man.
Oh man, content creators, boy, with time on your hands and a camera, you can do a lot of stuff, bro. Well, let's continue on news and notes from around the HBCU stratosphere. We got a couple of former HBCU sprinters heading to, you even talked about the Olympics, heading to Paris, representing their home country. And among these athletes, former HBCU track standout from Howard University and All-America Jessica Bai will represent the Ivory Coast in this year's Summer Games. She won the 200-meter dash at the 2024 African Athletics Championships, clocking in at a blistering 22.84 while earning a spot in Paris. She edged out her teammate Mamadou Kone at 22.99. In May, the Côte d'Ivoire teammates were part of the 4x100 team at the 2024 World Relay Championships in Nassau, Bahamas, where they qualified for the Paris Olympics. So kudos to the former All-American standout from Howard University, Jessica Bai. You also got Jamaican hurdler with HBCU ties. He makes the Olympic team. Former Johnson C. Smith hurdler Danielle Williams punched her ticket to Paris for her first ever Summer Olympics after her performance in the Jamaican Olympic trials. Danielle Williams finished second in the 100-meter hurdles, running a 12.53 behind Accra Nugent, who set a Jamaican national record. And this is the second Olympics in a row that will feature a CIAA athlete after former Livingstone athlete Cornelia Hayes qualified for the U.S. team in the 2000 Olympic Games. So kudos to those Olympic athletes heading over to Paris. We got Summer Games action, always a fun time, especially. I had a tremendous time this weekend, AD, watching the Olympic trials, trying to see who's going to make the team.
Yeah, the high jumper from UAPB, I know, made the Olympic team. Name escapes me right now. There are a couple of athletes from Edward Waters University. Alicia Alexis is going to be representing Trinidad and Tobago at the Billie Jean King Cup, and incoming freshman forward Miles Austin will be representing Great Britain, and he's going to be an incoming freshman at Edward Waters University. And what I'm working on, Charles, is trying to compile a list of all of our HBCU stars, both current and former HBCU stars who are going to be making an appearance in the Olympics. And did you see Sha'Carri Richardson obviously set that record in the in the 100 and just missed the double as far as qualifying in the 200. So won't be doing the 100 200 double. And the young lady from Kentucky who just obliterated the 400 world record. Did you see that, my brother? 400 hurdles.
I did. Name escapes me right now, but the 400-meter hurdles, and it caught my eye because it's what my child is running right now. So I was taking notes and whatnot. But man,
anytime in track, when you win an event, a sprint event, and no one else is in the frame, when you cross the finish line, you have done something. You know, she had to win that by, and a track, I was looking at it, okay, you've got the exchange zones there at the finish line. And the exchange zones are 20 meters long. So half the exchange zone goes behind the finish line. So that's at least 10 meters, correct?
That is.
And it took at least another second and a half for somebody to even get to that exchange zone, which tells you how far she dominated when she won that thing by 4 seconds. 4 seconds in a sprint event in a 400, she won it by 4 seconds.
Yeah. How about that? Let's talk about taking off.
They was running. She should have ran against somebody who wasn't running the hurdles to see if she could beat them. That's how fast she was going.
Exactly. Oh man, let's take a look at some more news around the HBCU stratosphere. And we had mentioned it, I think on last Thursday, but deserves mention again. Dr. Kevin Granger, associated with Texas Southern in some form or another for the past 30 years. He was rewarded by the University's Board of Regents as they approved a contract extension. Granger will remain at Texas Southern through the 2028-29 athletic and academic year. You talk about a lot of accomplishment that Texas Southern has gotten done, coming off another history-making season academically and athletically. They have done a tremendous job during his time there, rewarded with a contract extension. And I'm sure when Dr. Cavil talks about his HBCU AD rankings, whenever that time may be, I think we'll see Dr. Kevin Granger quickly that has moved up the list and probably would have cracked the top 5.
Even if he doesn't crack the top 5, the fact that he's done what he's done there at Texas Southern, and I got to give him, I do have to compliment on this, and I said I was not going to get into my alma mater, but the way that he came back from what happened in January with the football coaching hire at Texas Southern, and was able to recover and still have a successful season, still keep the confidence of the board and the president and everybody else, to be able to garner a contract extension less than 6 months after going through that fiasco. I just hope and pray that my alma mater can figure it out, and my athletic director at FAMU can figure it out the way that Dr. Kevin Granger was able to figure it out and stay true to the course despite that setback in late December and early January that they had.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, like you mentioned, Dr. Granger bounced back from that contract extension. And Texas Southern Athletics, they won the C.D. Henry Award this past season that goes to the SWAC's best male athletics program. So like you said, tremendous bounce back. You hope to see that wherever there is some sort of adversity within the athletics department, you hope to see that happen with that. And you mentioned your alma mater, of course. So would love to see that happen in FAMU, being the strong history-making athletics that FAMU is.
Yeah. And shout out to Alex Hines. Thanks for putting that name in the chat for us.
Caleb Snowden.
Caleb Snowden. I appreciate that because I drew a blank, which is not the first time that I've drawn a blank on the air. But Caleb Snowden. Now he took second in the high jump, so he should be going to the Olympics. Now I did read somewhere, but they said although he was second, he did not make the Olympic qualifying mark. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I hope that he did make all the Olympic standards that he would need to make to be able to compete over there in Paris.
No doubt about it. Let's take another quick break, and we'll come back with some final thoughts here in the last frame here of Inside the HBCU Athletic. I'm sorry, Inside the HBCU Athletic. Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Charles Bishop and A.G. Drew. We'll be right back.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cavil.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Compress the analytic data with your hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
And welcome back here to Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Charles Bishop and AD Drew here. Last segment in this, I wanted to make sure I did this here in this last segment for everybody that calls, texts, everybody asking when is such and such's homecoming. I have a list of the 2024 HBCU homecoming schedule. Make sure you take out your pen and pencil, paper, so you can write down when your particular team's homecoming weekend is. And, you know, we always get homecomings. They start roughly about the 1st of October.
Last weekend of September, 1st of October.
1st of October runs through about the first weekend in November. I wanted to make sure I put this out for everybody, especially my mom, so you don't have to call and ask when is Jackson State's homecoming. I'm going to make sure I put it out there right now. So let's start off October 5th.
Charles, before you get going, what day is the heaviest homecoming day before you even get into each weekend?
Heaviest homecoming weekend.
Which Saturday is the heaviest Saturday?
This year is going to be October 26th.
October 26th. That would be Saturday in October.
Last Saturday in October. This year, that's going to be the heaviest homecoming date. So let me go through. And call out some of these dates here. We'll start off October 5th. October 5th. Homecomings on October 5th. Alabama State will be playing FAMU for homecoming. Alcorn will be playing Arkansas Pine Bluff. This is October 5th. Texas Southern will have Virginia Lynchburg for their homecoming game. Morgan State, they will be taking on Lincoln of Pennsylvania for their homecoming. And Delaware State rounds out October 5th. Their homecoming opponent is St. Francis of Pennsylvania. So October 5th, you have homecomings with Alabama State, Alcorn, Texas Southern, Morgan State, and Delaware State. So make sure we get our pen and pencil out for that. And then October 5th, those are the homecomings. October 12th, Alabama A&M and Tennessee State both have our homecomings on October 12th. Alabama A&M's homecoming opponent, Bethune-Cookman. Tennessee State's homecoming opponent, Eastern Illinois. So those are the two homecoming games that will be played on October 12th, AD Drew.
A light day. Hope there's a classic somewhere to catch on that day. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha. October 19th, here are the homecoming schools and their opponent. Ooh, this one's a nice one. North Carolina A&T. They will face off against Hampton October 19th. That is their homecoming opponent.
Why? Why? No offense. Taking a look without looking at the schedule. Why would you play Hampton for homecoming when Hampton should be a gate game?
That's another
my homecoming to be a second gate game.
Yeah, exactly. The goal is to create at least.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Couple of homecoming. You need a revenue game. Yeah, no doubt. October 19th, Southern Jaguars. They will take on the Alcorn State Braves for homecoming. Ooh, a little spicy. I like that. You about to say something, AD?
No, keep going.
Okay. Mississippi Valley State. They have Bethune-Cookman October 19th. Grambling, they will be taking on UAPB October 19th. And rounding out the October 19th homecoming schedule is Howard. They will take on the Tennessee State Tigers for homecoming. So you got I like October 19th. You got North Carolina A&T versus Hampton. Southern takes on Alcorn, and Howard and Tennessee State, all homecoming games. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting.
Here we go.
Well, at least Tennessee. Wait, hold on. At least Tennessee State gets to enjoy a real homecoming when they go to Howard. Ooh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, Brandon. I didn't mean that the way that came out, Brandon.
Ouch. Look at you being messy. Here's the heavy date, October 26th. Oh, these are some pretty good ones here. North Carolina Central, their homecoming. They will be taking on Morgan State for homecoming. Ooh, that's interesting.
That not only may be homecoming, but that may be for the MEAC championship.
That could be MEAC championship implications on North Carolina Central's homecoming. Interesting. Bethune-Cookman, they're the IT team going into this upcoming season. Bethune-Cookman, their homecoming opponent, Jackson State. Jackson State will be making a trip to Daytona for Bethune-Cookman's homecoming. That sounds like a gate game.
I guess y'all ain't going to Jacksonville this year then.
Look at you. Arkansas Pine Bluff. Their homecoming opponent will be the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. Nice proximity homecoming there for UAPB. Hampton, their homecoming will be against Elon. Here's another one that has potential MEAC championship implications. Norfolk State's homecoming will be against Howard.
Norfolk State, Howard.
Norfolk State versus Howard. That's a potential homecoming matchup. Or homecoming matchup, I should say. Prairie View A&M, October 26th, they will have Texas A&M Commerce. And rounding out October 26th, the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Their homecoming opponent will be Delaware State. You take a look at October 26th, North Carolina Central versus Morgan. Bethune-Cookman, Jackson State. And then Norfolk Howard.
None of those go top the Magic City Classic that weekend. So
Magic City Classic is that weekend. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a busy weekend in HBCU football.
And I believe it's the next week. I was going to say I thought that was Tuskegee's homecoming, but I think it is the following week.
I got to get that up. So. Yeah, because this is FCS. This is FCS, strictly FCS. Yeah. I got to mix in the D2s next week. So we'll do D2s next week.
I'll make sure I'm on.
10-4. Rounding out, homecoming schedule. November 2nd, Florida A&M will be taking on the Texas Southern Tigers as their homecoming opponent. And November 2nd, Jackson State's homecoming opponent will be the UAPB Golden Lions. So those are your homecoming opponents. Hope you had out your pen and paper for your particular school. But now you should know who is your homecoming opponent. All these obligatory texts and calls. Hey, who we playing for homecoming? I tried to cover it all right here in this segment, AD Drew. Got some interesting matchups for homecoming.
Yeah, it's definitely some interesting matchups. Obviously, people like me who are alums and you who are alum of two schools, do we do both this year? Do we do one? Do we do the one closest to where we live at? If we don't live where our school is that we attended, because a lot of us have geographically relocated since those college days. So a lot of decisions have to be made. Or do we do those classes? Because those 5 weeks that you rattled off right there are a lot of big games or classics that'll be going on at the same time as those homecomings. And everybody, remember, get to homecoming early. Prepay for your parking. Go ahead and get your tickets now. Go ahead and get your hotel reservations now. Because we like to wait until the end of September for that second Saturday in October, trying to get hotel reservations, rental cars, and all that kind of stuff.
And that is very true. It's a good idea to get on top of that stuff now. Securing the travel accommodations, the hotel accommodations.
I got one suggestion. Airbnb. Airbnb, a lot of times, especially for homecoming weekend, is cheaper than hotels. Get two, 3, 4 other families going for Airbnb, and you will save a tremendous amount of money versus paying $300 a night, $400 a night, depending on where you're at for a hotel.
I'm gonna give you another weekend that is already starting to fill up. September 14th, Southern comes to Jackson. I already talked to a couple of hotels in Jackson. I will say the markup has happened on that particular weekend, and the markup is real. But you already have, I know, one hotel that is booked up for that particular weekend. Another one that is about at 90% capacity already for September 14th weekend. But it's good that I guess the HBCU ticket sales or the HBCU travel accommodations are already taking place. Make sure you get that stuff knocked out going into July 4th. Sometimes you know where you're going to be going for homecoming. You get that information out there now. Go ahead and get on top of that. The travel part of it, the hotel part of it, the Airbnb. You mentioned that's another alternative as well. But you know you're going to homecoming. Might as well take care of that stuff going into this weekend, right, AD?
Exactly. And word for all my Rattler friends and family out there, keep in mind, FSU does play at home the same Saturday as our homecoming.
And that homecoming would be November 2nd. There it is. Make sure you take care of that Tallahassee and surrounding area.
Tallahassee.
There it is.
And you know they already try to rob you in Tallahassee with the hotel rates anyway on a home game. So you can just imagine what it's going to be like on that weekend.
Got to work on those Chamber of Commerce sponsors. There it is right there. Any final thoughts, AD, as we go into this, the holiday portion of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab?
Since we're going to talk about holidays, Charles, I do have to ask you this question. You gonna fire the grill up this weekend? Charcoal or propane?
Charcoal. I'm in Texas.
I have to ask these questions, bro. I have to ask these questions, bro.
How dare I touch a propane tape?
Coleslaw, potato salad.
Depends on whose potato salad. I will stay safe with coleslaw. That's a good one, though.
You say that again?
I say it depends on whose potato salad.
Say that again?
It depends on whose potato salad. I stay safe with coleslaw.
Yeah. Wait. Let's go back. Let's go back to the potato salad. Mustard, yes or no?
Yes, mustard.
Okay, you know, some people don't put mustard in their potato salad, bro.
Yes,
I have to ask these type questions, man.
Please have some flavoring in it for me. There you go.
Hamburger, hot dog.
Hamburger. I'm a hamburger guy.
Yeah, hamburger guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chicken or grilled fish?
I've never. I'm a chicken guy. Chicken and ribs guy. Because if that was the next one, ribs or brisket, I tend to favor ribs. So look at G Boom Holly. Mustard, please. That's a good question.
I got you, man. I got you. And the last thing. Soda or lemonade?
Neither.
Oh, well, outside the adult beverage. You try to keep it PG.
Okay, let's keep it PG. Let's go wink. Let's go lemonade. Yes, we'll go Lemonade with espresso. We'll go.
G-Bo don't play around.
Yeah, he ain't play around. Yeah. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. As we go into the holiday weekend, be safe, everyone out there. Yeah, go for it.
Please be with the fireworks. Please be safe with those fireworks. 10 toes, 10 fingers. If you got them now, I want you to have them next week when we come back home. That's all I'm gonna say. If you lost one, don't lose another one. Let's just make sure that we keep what we have. Be safe with those firecrackers, and let's hope that those are firecrackers and not other things that are being shot at that point in time. And let's stay safe, everybody. Don't drink and drive. All that good stuff. And please make sure you use lighter fluid and not gasoline.
Please use lighter fluid and not gasoline. Eddie Drew, there is somebody's golf course calling my name, man.
Here go one. Here go one. Last one, Charles. Last one. G-Boom threw a good one out there. Baked beans, bro. Baked beans all day, G-Bo.
Yeah, I only have baked beans for me. Yeah, baked beans.
Just one thing about both of them. I have to remain outside because you don't want me inside after either one of those. That's all I'm gonna say.
And on that note, this brings a conclusion to Tuesday's edition of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. You know how we always close things out. I'll start things off. Course.
Lecture.
Oh, it's got to be dismissed today. We'll see you next week, folks.
Travel up.